So y'all remember like a month or so when Kanye wigged out on Jim Jones? Talking about he went to a meeting on Jim Jones' behalf, or Jim Jones asked him to go to a, or somebody paid Jim Jones 2 million boobie bucks to get Kanye to go to this meeting. And Kanye went. And Jim Jones made the $2 million. But all he asked Kanye, all Kanye asked Jim for in return was a PDF file of some fashion, I don't know, the styles or something going on, you know, new fashion trends in New York or something like that. I believe. I could be mistaken, but something along the line like that. Something along the lines of that. And Jim Jones didn't do it. And we all said, well, all of y'all said, well, I said this too, actually. We all was like, yo, Kanye bugged out and all of that, but come on, Jim. If you didn't know how to do a PDF file, you could have paid somebody to do it with the 2 million the man you just made off of the situation you just situationized. Right? I think everybody, I spoke about it in the vlog or something. I did a little vloggery on it, and you know, people were pretty much in the comments in agreement with that. Like it's like, yo, come on, Jim. Most people was like, Jim Jones gotta know how to do a PDF file itself. I'm giving the man grace. I'm like, you probably don't. I don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? I might, but I don't at this time. I might be able to learn it in a day, an hour or something like that. If I really, you know what I'm saying, when you put your mind to something. But at this present time, no, I don't. So I was giving them a little bit of grace. See, here at Monster Nation, we like to give we like to give celebrities grace because the rest of the internet will not. Not correction. Here at Monster Nation, we like to give the celebrity a little bit of grace under fire because it indubitably won't be found anyplace else on the internet. That's a soundbite. But so yeah, that's what I be trying. I'm trying to give Jim a little grace under fire. Also tried to give Ye a little grace under fire. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, Jim basically didn't respond to any of this stuff. We just were left to speculate. You know what I mean? And as any veteranized celebrity knows, they only gonna talk about whatever they talking about for a few seconds, and then, you know, it'll go away. They'll have something else to talk about. So you don't worry about every little slander or whatever. But Jim has spoken about the situation. He finally spoke. He was in an interview, I believe, with Angela Yee and Mano. You know what I mean? Salute to them. And what he said was quite interesting. It was. You know what I mean? Burst the ball. He said he definitely knows how to make a PDF file, and for all the times I said PDF file with all of the with the new definition of PDF file in our culture. Um, Jim said he definitely know how to do that. Like, you think he don't know how to do that? Like, either he said he built the computer, he engineers his own sessions and all of those kinds of things. Like, of course he knows how to do a PDF file. But what what he also said was Kanye weirded him out. And I don't mean on no weirdo type of vibe. I mean on a like supposed to be solid nigga doing weird things, doing non-solid nigga things. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it got to a point. Jim Jones said a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And none of these things I can't really argue. One of the things he said was how he's like, yo, B, he wasn't about to be talking crazy about it. He's like, Kanye can say anything and like nothing hurts him. He talks about, you know what I'm saying, dining at the Frank stand and all of that. You know what I'm saying? With of his own cousin, he wears swastikas, a Ku Klux Klansman. He's like, I'm not about to go back and forth with a person. What I'm supposed? What can anything I say do to this person? Right? True, says Rock. Right? But also he said yes, he knows how to make a PDF file. He can do all of that. He said, but you was acting weird. You not. I'm paraphrasing. He said you tried to kidnap me. Paraphrasing again. Like I had we went through all of what we went through. Like I showed you this, I showed you that, I showed you this. You like, nah, B, you an alien. You need to do more. I need more. Like, so now I'm going above and beyond. Or again, all of this is rock man paraphrasing. But long story short, he arrived at a point where it was like, I gotta leave tomorrow. My album coming out. You know what I'm saying? He like, nah, stay. Like, nah, seriously, I gotta leave tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? This is important. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, whatever Kanye's response was, which, I'm having trouble remembering. I can't give you no verbatims, but it was dismissive. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it gave Jim it made Jim feel like, bruh, everything that's important to you is important, but everything that's important to me ain't important. You know what I'm saying? And that was, like somewhere around there, a light came on in Jim's brain. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like it's a lot of times it could be the smallest moment. Like it could, like you can notice a sign about a person could do. The people around you won't notice what you noticed, and what you noticed could be a small thing, or it could be a big thing. But they still ignore it. You know what I mean? Like they don't like, all right, it didn't seem. You can't say just off of that one thing. You can't say this person is bad for business or bad for the mission or bad for my safety or whatever. But sometimes all it takes is that one thing, and you know, and if you ignore that thing, you will find out the hard way. You understand what I'm saying? So I respect that right there. You understand what I'm saying? I do. I've done it tons of times. Ask anybody on my team. You know what I mean? About that person or them people or those people who, or that situation where I was like, what? He sent the deposit already, but he ain't booked the flight. All right, he should be doing that now. Next couple of days. Week go by, 2 weeks go by, month go by, month and a half go by. I say to myself, he don't he don't know what he doing, or he's doing some bullshit. Niggas be like, huh? Where you get that from? I understand it makes more sense for you to buy this ticket early as possible and all that. Nah. Alright, whatever. Go anyway. Everything is wrong. Speaking from a personal experience of mine, I had a show in Colombia. Those are actual facts plucked from a situation that happened in my life. Nigga sent a deposit. I'm like, okay, if he sent a deposit, we're gonna have flight information soon. You know what I'm saying? Because it's in their best interest to get it as early as possible, right? And if it's not so early, it gets to a certain point where it starts to feel like, huh? Where they do that at? So either somebody don't know what they doing, or somebody doing something weird, right? And I argued and argued and argued, and I eventually went because salute to my man Cali Cardone. He was like, no, listen, Rock, this is my people's. I'm telling you, blah, 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 blah. If it don't go right, I pay you out of my pocket. I'm like, all right. He said, and plus, we have a good time in Colombia. I went out there, all of the, everything that I just said, it all happened, including the promoter either not knowing what he was doing or doing some bullshit. He disappeared. He ended up, anyway, long story short, sometimes when you know, you know. You know what I mean? And depending on how bad depending on how you could sit around and watch it play out, depending on what the consequences may be if you let it play out. But if you can't afford those consequences, you better get all the way, the furthest, the furthest. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I respect that. Jim was like, yeah, the man was just on some you know, he was really pressing. He was really pressing on that issue right there. So, like he really tried to not let Son leave to go and promote, be there for his own project and all that, and then come back talking crazy. Jones was like, "Yo, I he was like, yo, he lucky I don't expose the Texas." You know what I'm saying? Like the Texas was apparently is something crazy there. Apparently, he Kanye talked about fighting Jim Jones or whatever. Like I don't not to say he invited him to a fight, but he told him he would fight him, and then Jim responded politely with, "I'll get on a plane, go to meet you where you at, and we can fight for 31 seconds." That's it's a culture. That's a cultural thing. I'm saying if you're from you're from a certain region, you know that 31 seconds is a standard among some cultures, which I think is respectable. Because listen, B, 31 seconds might not sound like a long time, but in a fight, it is. Trust me. You gotta trust me on this one. But so yeah, all of that happened. I think he said something about, yeah, you could have all this money, but you can't. You can have all the packaging, but you can't get the sauce. You ain't got this sauce. Something like that. It's out there. Go watch it. You take from it what you will. Let me know what y'all think about it. You know what I mean? How y'all feel? If y'all feel like Jim Jones is right and exact, or y'all just feel like y'all still feel like, nah, that's foul. B, you got 2 million boop beep bucks off of that man name. You could have gave him a PDF file. Pause protesters. Get your ass out of here. Rest of y'all, welcome to the nation. Monster Nation, that is. I'm your host, the tour guide, your landlord, owner, tenant, janitor. I'm out the damn floor with you if you don't follow the rules. The rules are you gotta like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications, try to be a taxpaying citizen of the nation, and leave us a super thanks. Or Cash App. We actually prefer the Cash App, but you do you. We just don't be listening, you know what I'm saying? We ain't strict like that. Cash App tag will be in the description along with the Bandcamp link, which is there for those of you who would rather hear me rap than hear me yap. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rather hear rap or rock over. You understand? But yeah, for those folks, click the link. All y'all folks who want to be like, yo, you mean want to call me all kind of chatty patties in here for talk about other people's business. Listen, bruh, you clicked on this title. You saw what this video said when you saw the title when you clicked on it, though. You know what I'm saying? Just shut your ass up with all that. Click on the link now if that's how you feel. If that's how you feel. I got a mixtape there. I got a lot of mixtapes there. I got a new mixtape there. It's called Nonviolent Rocco. For you bitch ass niggas. All of my mixtapes going all the way back to Shell Shock are there digitally. You know what I'm saying? So go indulge, you know what I'm saying? If you want to hear me rap, and you don't like me talking about Jim Jones and Kanye West and stuff like that. There you have it. I also got videos out there. Go check out the new Winter Circle video. Well, it's not new, but you know what I'm saying. Winter Circle, BCC, Squad, which core strength got the whole boot camp on it. Squad got Ron Browse on it and my man Last American B-Boy. But yeah, get involved. Yeah, I think I stated everything need to be stated on the Jim Jones situation. I believe. Let me see. But yeah, it's basically Kanye wants to be the most famous person in the universe every day when you wake up. These are Jim Jones words, right? Like on the wake up, this most if I'm not if I'm not the most famous nigga today, I'm gonna do something crazy. Tomorrow I'm gonna one up that. The news cycle change again. Tomorrow I'm gonna one up that. And Jim is like, nah, I'm not with all that. You know what I'm saying? Not with all that. I'm not even playing with all of that. I'm not fraternizing with all of that. I'm not even speaking on that. So I guess it was the simple fact because he hadn't really spoke on it at all. I'm looking at it like, yo, he was around. You know, he was doing an interview with Mano and Angela Yee. I'm sure you know that's. You know, Mano is his boy that made the environment more comfortable than usual. He's, you know, than usual, and it just felt like he was talking to his homies. You know what I'm saying? And that is what it is. But salute to all parties involved. Wish everybody the best. Once again, Monster Nation here. We offer just a little bit of grace under fire for our celebrities, because they can't get that no place else on the internet. No place else. And I'm gonna make some sense with this shit too. It ain't just gonna be me like, oh, you need to be nice. It's just gonna make sense, because the truth is, if we celebrities is weird, y'all niggas is too. All of us. We together, nigga. We in a group, a gang, a crew, a family. If you made it to the end of this video, let me get 4 peace signs. Rock on, rock on.